All right. So I got that on my system. So tonight's update, pretty awesome stuff. Let's just start out by saying that good's not the word. Good's not the word. Amazing's not the word. I'm not sure that Old Webster Dictionary has a word to describe just how good God is. I took off work today to take care of some banking and stuff in town that I needed to. And Kayla Trent and Krista Steiner went down to sit with Jamie this morning. And Kayla sent me a text and said, hey, they've got Jamie sitting in a chair. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, I'm almost done. I'll be on my way. And then I get there, walk in the room, and her nurse, the third day in a row, the same nurse, which is really awesome, Jen and Bree. Bree says, hey, we got a surprise for you there, Josh. And I walk in and I'm like, yeah, no, they told me she's in a chair. And they're like, no, she's off the ventilator. Praise God. They actually were doing the legitimate, they got her to 5 and 5 on the ventilator, which is the absolute lowest setting that is available for the vent. And she was handling it perfectly well. And the respiratory therapist said, shut it off. Let's see what happens. I've heard that people last about 15 minutes, most generally, before they start feeling fatigued and they have to take and plug them back into the ventilator, albeit the lower settings. That was before 10 o'clock this morning, and it is now almost 6:30, and Jamie's breathing on her own, not on the ventilator at all. 100% off the ventilator, breathing on her own. Is there words? I don't think so. I had people there that were just like, "What? How do you explain this?" God. That's all I've got. They asked me if I was surprised, and I said no, because I know how awesome God is, and I pray expectant prayers. I pray faithful, bold, expectant prayers, like I know all of you do. We're not just praying for Jamie because it's the right thing to do or because it feels right. We're praying for Jamie because we expect God is going to heal her, and that's what He's doing. I told the nurse, I said, if I walked in tomorrow and she's standing here, I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing is surprising or shocking with God. Would it be startling? Yeah. Would I be surprised? No. But that's the big thing for today. But then more news came out that they took her off of all of her sedation medicine, 100%, all of it, all the nerve medicine, all the anxiety medicine. We ask you guys to pray for that, and God intervened. They took her off of all that medication, and when I left today, she didn't cry. She understood that it was time for me to go home and be with the kids, and she was going to take a nap. Her demeanor today, she wasn't anxious. She was agitated because she's now feeling everything. She's realizing that she has things stuck in places that she doesn't want to have things stuck in. And when she moves or sits a certain way, it kind of hurts and doesn't feel good. But they said that all that's about to come out. And then they had me pick an aftercare facility. So I did some research and found some different places that they had suggested. And I decided to go with Select, I believe it's called Select Service out of Bethesda North. It looked like that they had the best ratings, and the facility is only about 7 miles from where I work, pretty fairly easy to get to. And they all had pretty much similar policies and whatnot, so none of that's really going to matter. But honestly, like, I know I'm not going to rush it. I don't want to overwhelm her with it, but she's going to be home before we know it. She's going to be home. She's going to get her strength back, and we're going to have our Jamie back in our lives. And we are so excited, so blessed, so overwhelmed by how good God is. That's pretty much all I've got. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted you guys to see me act a fool like I promised. I scared Skylar nearly to death when I came home and told her. I told the kids that I was going to do it and then scared them nearly to death. But I don't know what else to do but to just shout and thank God, because he makes mountains move. And that is exactly what he did. He took Jamie from nearly death and has raised her back to life. A miracle straight in front of our eyes. And I'm so glad that my kids got to see it. It's changed my life, and know it's changed their lives. And I know that it's going to continue to touch lives all around Harrison, all around everywhere. People are going to see this, and we can provide them hope in their struggles. So again, we just thank you for your prayers. Continue praying. She's by no means ready to come home. She's definitely still got work to do. But God's working. God's working. He's making amazing things happen, and we are excited. So again, just thank you guys so much. Just pray you guys have a blessed week. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.